Everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today and tonight and this evening, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. You have a bad year financially or a good year. It's your choice, ladies and gentlemen, but there's one thing for sure. You don't know the future. All you can do is prepare for the ups and the downs and be ready. So let's talk tonight. There's so much to talk about. Dominican Republic, of course. United States, of course. Stocks market, of course. Gold and silver. Crypto skyrocketing. Dividend funds skyrocketing. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it just depends on what you're looking for. But tonight, we're going to talk about it all. And, of course, welcome once again. Stop struggling now. Gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Thank you so much once again for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Please share the videos because you never know who you're going to be able to help, because you never know who's looking for information, but they can come here in the SSN Nation and get valuable information. And once again, let me see who's in the house tonight. But before we get there, notice at the top of the chat box, notice you will see the Beachfront Java. Show some love for our own Professor Auntie Val. She has started her coffee and tea business along with other businesses because she's saying, is it going to be a good year next year? It's her choice. She says, I'm starting multiple business streams. And that's what we have to do from here on out, ladies and gentlemen. You can't sit idly by. Let me just put it to you this way before I get into my spiel. But Beachfront Java, you get discounts for life after your first order. You heard me, ladies and gentlemen. How would you like to get 10% off for life just because you ordered in 2023? Your first order, you don't get 10% off. You just pay the retail value. After that, though, every order thereafter for premium coffee blend, beans, fine ground, drip ground, whole beans, 1 pound bags, half-pound bag, 5-pound bags, 1.5 pound bags, up to 5-pound bags. For all you coffee aficionados. Some of you may say, hey, Eric, I don't drink coffee. Well, guess what? She now has on board tea, ladies and gentlemen. Has something for everybody. And when we go back to coffee, not only does she have the fine ground, drip ground, and whole bean, but she has the Keurig as well. And many different, over 16 different blends, I think it is, of coffee now. She even has holiday coffee. That's right, special blend for the holidays. She has that too. Go over to beachfrontjava.com. Use promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word. Just go over there, click the link in the chat room. If you haven't, beachfrontjava.com, ladies and gentlemen. Free shipping in the United States. What else do you want? If you're in the U.S. now, if you're outside the U.S., I'm sorry. It just costs more to ship outside the U.S., so you got to be charged for that. That's natural. That's usual. Even Amazon doesn't ship for free. Let's go. All right, go show some love, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, let me know who received the notification and saw the trailer this evening. I'd greatly appreciate that. Laverne Penix, he says he's Mr. Cool. He's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name, which means he's a member of the channel as well as a subscriber. So I appreciate and I humbly appreciate the financial support. And he brings this tagline as well. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and saw the trailer. That's one person. Let's see if we can break the record this evening, because Laverne Penix, along with a lot of people in the house, they have good years and you could have bad years. But the one thing that you need to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it's your choice, because there is such a thing. You can work a job. Yes, you have a W-2 wage, but if your boss walks in and says, I'm sorry, sir, or madam, we can't afford you any longer. We're losing money, so we have to lay some people off or fire you, whatever the case may be. You can't show up no more. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, I'll just go down and get unemployment. Okay, all right, that's going to run out. What's going to happen next, though? Are you going to have yourself in position where you already have business opportunity already planned? Did you already start it? Because it's up to you. It's your choice. You should have multiple streams. And I always tell people one thing. Here's the one thing that I find fascinating. We have shows on TV like the Shark Tank. That's number one. We have shows like America's Got Talent. We have shows like, what's the other one? The X Factor. The Voice, right? Do you notice the judges are all successful people in their industry? Have you noticed, though, the reason they're on these shows is to find new talent, new businesses. They are actually signing these great people to do business with, because do not be confused. Just because you make money doesn't mean you're secure. Ask Rite Aid right now, who made over $5 billion in the last quarter, and they still are filing bankruptcy. So you're not immune just because you make a gazillion dollars from having a little financial difficulty. So all I'm saying is, even the people that you consider superstars of whatever industry, they are sitting on panels saying, nice, we're sitting on panels because we have a business opportunity in front of us. So that way, if something happens over here in another area or that area or the other 5 areas, at least I'll have something else. That is what you need to start considering going forward from now on. What's happening around the world, that has nothing to do with you unless you're in that area of the world, but it's going to affect you. There'll be a contraction. So think about that. That's how I'm going to start this. A bad year financially, a good year, it's going to be your choice. You have to make plans now for your future. George's Charles, who's been making plans for his future. He's done the damn thing. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline this evening. He says, hello, all. I smell money in here. And he's definitely right. He's got his nose smelling properly, because quite frankly, everybody that has an icon next to their name, I might as well just say it right now. It appears that there are all superstars because they're investing in multiple streams of revenue and they're making it happen. So he's right. He smells money. That's for sure. And speaking of our own Professor Auntie Val with Beachfront Javas in the house, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And she's doing her money making adventures, and she's bringing her tagline along with her. Good evening, fam. She has the heart. She's got that strength and the support next to it. And of course, that cup of beachfront Java, the cup of Java insight. And she says she received a notification. Thank you so much for that. That's only 2 people this evening. E. White, he's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he's out here planning for his future so he can keep his good years going. He's making his investments. He's going to make it happen, and he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, SSN family. Pen and paper ready. Don't forget to hit that like button. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for that. And he goes CEO of his life. CEO of my life, ladies and gentlemen. You can get that t-shirt. You go to stopstrugglingnow.com, by the way. And he's the CEO of his life as well. He's making moves. He's getting his business centers from real estate. Each separate property is a business center. Most people don't look at it that way, but I do. I look at it as each separate business. So, for instance, if I have 5 places, which I do have 5 places that I rent out on as on Airbnb, VRBO, uh, one of the revenue centers is working flawlessly. The other 4 or 5, hey, they're not working flawlessly. All right. So that is my point. Don't go with one. Be like the superstars. You have many irons in the fire, and then you have to trust some other people to run it sometimes. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Joan Cantor is in the house. Another investor is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And she says hello. Hello to you as well. Congratulations once again on your purchase into the foray of the Dominican Republic real estate investing. Great, great job. And by the way, if you're interested in investing in the Dominican Republic tonight, actually, SSN Lifestyle, Punta, Cana, Real Estate Investor and Business Forum. I suggest you sign up now. Due to a glitch and due to, I'm just going to put it this way, due to a glitch and due to upgrades by WordPress, we had a little glitch. So I had to go in and see what the hell's going on, call up a few people. Nonetheless, so the $199 per person price will go up, not midnight tonight. It'll be 1 day reprieve. It'll be midnight, the 24th, tomorrow night at midnight. The price goes up. All right. Because there was a little glitch or some sort. But nonetheless, get your tickets now. If you plan on coming, it's per person. The itinerary will be up. The only people who receive the itineraries are the people that are actually paid for the tickets. They get an itinerary. Almost like when you guys go down to the Playboy Mansion, any event in LA that's at somebody's house, and then you go pick you up at the parking garage. You don't know the location of the parking garage if you're just a random person. You only send it to people that actually have tickets. So yeah, people can talk and tell, but then you're not going to be able to get onto the buses or the shuttles or whatever because you don't have the right stuff. But nonetheless, sign up November 6th to the 8th, 2023. Around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. What is that, about 2 weeks? Yes, it's 2 weeks away. So you can still find some decent airfare. You can definitely find great Airbnbs, prices. Just so you know, this is not high season, what they call shoulder season in the newspaper, lower season, but you want to come. Builders, lawyers, the realtors that you guys have seen here on the live streams, Mr. Stasio, Nestor, Gwen, Gennaro, you'll see him. All right. You'll see Johan, the lawyer. You'll see him too. All right. You're going to see a banker that's going to tell you. And by the way, if you are coming, get your letter from, if you want to open up a bank account, make sure you bring in, well, of course you're going to have ID, but bring a letter from your bank or banks that says you're in good standing, everything is fine, you have a bank account, and then they put a person's name to it. So if they call and they double check, make sure you get a letter from the bank if they can provide that. Tell them you're going to the DR. I suggest everybody, if you're coming to the DR, either now or later, open up a bank account, and then Jubilee app. It's in the App Store, Apple App Store, and the Google App Store. So while I'm thinking about that, CEO of Jubilee app, he plans on being in Punta Cana as well. If you had any questions, here's the first link in the chat room. And I'd never have put it in the description box, but I might have to do that because I'm keep putting it here. But the Jubilee app is the least expensive option to transfer money from the United States, Canada, India to the DR. The DR has smart ATM machines. Smart ATM machines means you do not have to have a bank account. You do need a driver's license or an ID or passport number to put in. But the reason why you don't need it is because they have a PIN number. So you can just use a PIN code and then you can withdraw money out of the ATM machine without even having a bank account. But for everybody that's investing in the DR, what your play is, you want to send money to your bank account for $4 or $5. Then you want to transfer from your bank account in the DR over to the bank that they designate for you to send your down payments and your monthly, bi-monthly or quarterly or whatever, biannual payments, whatever arrangements you have. That way, if you need financing later, at least you show a track record with the bank. They'll say, okay, this guy's been sending every few months or every month this amount. Your loan amount's going to be lower probably than what you're sending anyhow. So they'll see a track record. That'll help you. The other thing is, if you're going to need financing down the road, at the beginning, there's no credit check, no qualifying, no worries. But if you're not going to pay cash 2 years or 3 years from now, you will have to figure out a funding source. All right. So keep that in mind. And they may use your credit. So stay tuned. We'll be talking about something that can cure your credit. I wanted to make the Tomo Boost video last week, but I just didn't have enough time. But nonetheless, we have options, ladies and gentlemen. We have options. And Laverne Penix, thank you for mentioning it. I knew this was going to come up. BTC is on fire. BTC is over 33 over. Yeah, a matter of a week, $4,000 increase. And the party has started once again. It's funny how this works. People start jumping in. The price goes up with the crypto. And that also reminds me, for everybody in Debtbox Node and the Ring of Fire, Debtbox isn't, I don't know what to call it. It's not dead, but they are still mining. We're still earning coins. Still having to pay $5. I'm paying $5 per month for the mining. They just stopped paying. IX Global was paying for 2 or 4 months or whatever. Then they stopped. So $5 per month, but the coins are worthless almost. I mean, there's some value, $100 for freaking 160 some thousand coins or something. But nonetheless, they still have their SEC situation. So we're not holding our breath for that. It's what it is. The other guys, that was into crypto, apparently disavowing crypto, so to speak, trying to get in the other stuff that is stocks on NASDAQ, which that means you're dealing with the SEC as well. I don't understand that move, but I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the ATM machines and all the other stuff they were going to have. But now they're concentrating on this NASDAQ. But nonetheless, those are the last crypto projects I'm dealing with. Last crypto I'm dealing with other than BTC and Ethereum. That's it. So yes, we're enjoying a nice little ride with a little bit of that crypto of BTC and Ethereum. The other stuff, well, we'll see what ends up happening. But that's the only ones. Let's see what else we have here. Professor Val says, yes, BlackRock ETF symbol approved on NASDAQ. Court also sent SEC an ETF mandate. Nice. Oh, yes, I understand what you're saying. Right. Because the courts can't keep doing this. SEC just shows up, shuts people down, getting TROs. And then it turns out after these companies spend tens of millions of dollars, and then they find out that the SEC had no jurisdiction in the first place. But the companies are burnt because they had to spend all this on legal fees. So unless they're going to start saying, hey, you're going to start paying this freaking 25, 30, $50 million legal fees if you guys don't do it, penalize them like that. Now we're talking, because I want to know what they did with the TRO from the SEC before. The governments are friendly with each other. So I'm pretty sure they didn't fine these guys like $10 million or nothing. But legal fees for Debtbox and all parties, the 18 people, it could have went into the millions. Ariam Kaye, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. It's where you're financially a good year or a bad year. It's your choice. And Ariam Kaye said, Eric, don't worry. A year and a half to 2 years from now, it's always going to be a good year. And ladies and gentlemen, you may be asking yourself, why would I say that? Well, when a guy says I have one business center But hold on, that's not enough. I think I'm going to get 5 business centers. And then he says, well, that ain't enough. I'll get 7 or 8 business centers. Well, when you're coming to the hottest market in the Caribbean, tourist wise, and the most infrastructure being built in the Caribbean, billions, it's just kind of like a safe bet to get your business centers all over the island while it's cheap. So that's why the big dog is in the house. Best Live on YouTube with my boy Eric B. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, aka the King. Oh my. Thank you so much for that accolade, Ariam Kaye. Let's talk investment. Let's make money. Let's buy real estate. That's exactly right. He's planning for the future. His mindset is straight on success. And we have a few other people in the house that also took his point of view. In fact, we have, unbelievably, there's like 8 people inside SSN Nation that has more, listen to this, more than 2 properties, 3 or more. Is that incredible? That is absolutely astonishing. And it also brings a big smile on my face because I know 3 to 5 years from now, these guys are going to be sitting there going, man, I can't believe I bought this for 100K. I can't believe I bought this one for 70K. I can't believe I bought this for 150K. And my return is like $50,000 a year or more. Because I started doing some numbers and I was just like, this is getting crazy. I was like, hold on. What happens if these places are actually that you bought for 100, 130, 150, 160, and they're actually doing $250 per night, $295 per night? You'd be somewhere like 30%. This would be insanity. At 50% occupancy, no less. Not 60, not 70, just 50% would do good. Unbelievable. Anyhow, thank you so much, Ariam Kaye. Appreciate it. Laverne Pennick says Detbach is on life support. Exactly, on life support. That's exactly right. Let's see. He's saying, looking to buy my next property at see, Ariam Kaye. See, Ariam Kaye is doing something that I find very, very cool. So Piantini, Santo Domingo, is one of those Richie Rich areas, right? So some people would say, well, why is he going to buy in a Richie Rich area? Well, he has enough business centers that's going to pay for him living in the Richie Rich area. That's the key. You want something like 5Gs, 7Gs, 10Gs a month coming in. You can live pretty much anywhere you want, right? Especially since DR does cost a little bit less. You get more bang for your buck, so to speak. So he's going over there where the big boys play. I can't blame him because, like I said, he's over 5, he's over 6, he's over 7, he's over 8. He's got 8 business centers or more. At the end of the year, he might have 10 because he told us he's trying to get up to 10. So I probably shouldn't do this, but your choice, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about real estate, but let's talk about, stocks went down. So stocks went down. Some people are like, stocks go back up, stocks go down. But what you guys are not realizing is the dividend stocks, you will win big time if you can figure out which dividend stocks to buy. Like the YieldMax ETF. I just bought some more TSLY today. Why? Because their stock price went down. And now if you buy at today's price, it's almost damn near a 60% return if they give off what they have the previous year. That would be 60% return on the money put in today. Annually, not over the next 10 years. Annually, potentially. This is insanity. So ORC is now up to damn near 30%. PSEC is right where we love it, 14, 15%. My goodness. P is in Paul, S is in Sam, E is in Eric, C is in Charles. But ORC, if they can maintain this without dropping their dividend, oh my God, the stock price dropped. With all these, PSEC and ORC, IEP, it's like 28, 29% for ORC. That's crazy if they can keep that same price. I mean, $6, $7 stock, ladies and gentlemen. If they can maintain and keep distributing the dividends, this could, oh my God, win the long haul. A long haul. You'll win the long game. The mandate is for the Bitcoin ETFs. Well, Bitcoin ETFs means exactly what's happening. That would mean the price of Bitcoin goes up, because now you have all these ETFs collecting millions of dollars, and then they just go in and buy the crypto. The question I have, though, is what happens when you have 10, let's say, Bitcoin ETFs? They're the ones buying, 100 million, not $100 million, but 20 million, $30 million of it. There's only X amount of coins. Self-fulfilling prophecy means they're going to buy even with low supply, which means they'll increase the value of the coins that they already bought. So it's a win-win for the big boys, win-win for everybody else. So you understand how you can win. Basically, it's almost like a house. You're a builder, developer. You go to the house, you go to the least expensive house, and you offer ridiculous amount for it. You overpay. Or the most expensive. It doesn't really matter. You overpay. But before that, you bought all these low-end price houses. You already bought 5 or 6 at the lowest price value of the neighborhood. You don't really care. It's in the neighborhood. Then the next house comes up for sale. You overpay for the other homes by 100,000. You don't care. 120, 150. And everybody's like, what's going on? Why are they overpaying? Why are they bidding against each other? Why are they doing this? Right? Well, the other homes that they bought for, like, I'll use example, $200,000. And then they're willing to pay 450 for the next 2 homes. Well, that just brought up the whole value in the neighborhood. So now everybody else's house with the same square footage and everything is worth 400,000 by the appraiser, right? So they get to make $200,000, $300,000 per house, just like that. Well, same thing is happening here. So when these guys are out there buying up the Bitcoin when it was 20,000, 25,000, 28,000, and then they use your money because it's an ETF. And then they say, well, we don't mind spending a little bit extra because all the stuff we bought for everybody at 25,000, 27,000, that's $6,000 difference per coin. How many coins did we buy over there? We spent 30 million. How many we got? Beautiful. So just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. So they get to say, well, nice, thank you. We appreciate this. It's $7,000 per coin that we were able to get. We're loving life. And thank you for the help with the ETF. I appreciate it. But I'm just talking in a different language. But all I'm saying is nothing wrong with it, because you win too as the price increases. I just don't know how the ETF pays out. That's what I don't understand. Maybe Professor Antival. Ariam Kaye, well said. That's my plan. Oh, it was in stone. As soon as you told me you're trying to do double digits, I was like, oh, then you can live anywhere in the world. Because he's going to have something like, it's going to be over 200. He's going to be making $250,000, my estimation, annually, just off of a short-term rental. And I'm not talking about sweating either. I'm talking about with 25% management fee. I'm talking about with somebody else running it. And I'm talking about 50% occupancy. That's how crazy this is. I'm not talking about 60, 70% occupancy, which very well could happen. I'm talking about a measly half of the month, 15 days. That's what I'm talking about. He's going to be clearing damn near close to 300 G's annually if he does do his goal of 10 properties easily, especially 2 or 3 years from now. And there's something else I can talk about, because this goes along with a bad year financially. That rocks you. That just means you have to change. You learn something. That's all that means. Curtis Davis is in the house as well. Thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, good evening. And he brings the tagline of good evening, but we know him around here as Mr. Financial. So I'll bring in the last part of the tagline. ABMM. And if you're new here, that means always be making money. And what does that also mean? Well, here in the SSN Nation, we help people, right? Just like I gave you the PSEC, ORC, everybody knows the ARR. How about a couple more, right? Everybody's heard these before. The IEP. I have to give you dividends, ladies and gentlemen. That's the stocks. That means the money you put in now, you keep receiving dividends as long as the company issues and distributes dividends. All right, just keep that in mind. Free money every month from actually all those I mentioned. AGNC, NLY, ARR, if I haven't mentioned it, IEP, I know I mentioned it, ORC. That's right, I'm going. You need that pen, pad, and paper, ladies and gentlemen. But Curtis Davis, he helps people out as well. He's like part of the SSN Nation. That's why you have to go to his channel. Chili Davis with 2 L's, CHILLY Davis. He gives out financial news and updates and information throughout the day, evening, and night. So go show some love on his channel, Chili Davis, at Chili Davis in the search bar. Because he does have over 1,000 subscribers now. So he could be monetized. So we got to go show some love. Watch a few videos, click on any ads, or don't click on the ads actually. Watch a few ads for 15 seconds, 20, 30 seconds, show some love. All right. Let's go with this, ladies and gentlemen. We got to help our own, especially when they're helping other people as well. He's not asking for nothing, just like us. We don't ask you for any, ebooks. We don't sell ebooks. We don't sell courses. We don't sell anything. We want you to use your money to put it into an investment, like yield max ETFs right now. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe 50 to 60%, 40, 50, 60% distribution? That is incredible. That is incredible right now. I mean, I don't know how they're going to sustain this because a lot of people are dumping money in there, which means you have more people to pay out more dividends. But anybody will take 20% all day, every day. Anybody will take 15% all day, every day. That would be a good year for life if you can get a 15% return on your money for something you invested in 2023 and now it's 2027. If they're still giving out dividends, can you imagine 20 to 30%? That's insane. You have an opportunity here. Ariam Kaye just got some new info for the SSN family. Macau Hills 3 phase just came out, and it will be in the same community for phase 1 and 2, starting price $90K and up. Guess what else? Yes, Ariam Kaye, we are on top of it. And I want to point out what's so amazing about this. They have 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths at $112,999 in the 3rd phase. How incredible is that? I'm just saying, asking for a friend. How incredible is that? And I have a problem here because I actually sent something. I thought I did. So we got to check something real quick. And I want to point out something else. It's December 2027 when phase 3 is going to be done. How cool is that? Now, I don't know what's going on. I'm looking. I was actually going to pull this up, the price list for people. I'm having a little problem here. That's weird. Oh, no wonder. I'm not in the right location, I don't think. That's funny. So, anyhow, we're going to pop that up in a second. December 2027. Yes. And it's in, like he said, 1, 2, and 3. It's all in the same. So that means you have the little, okay, I've been saying that there was a cafe or a restaurant. There's no restaurant. There's only a clubhouse with the pool, barbecue grills, loungers, cabanas. Then they have the paddleball court, tennis court. And it looks like there may be something else in the community over their master plan. I haven't fully, but hey, November 6th through the 8th, we're going to be at the offices. So we're going to find out what's the latest and greatest. Also, Aldea Park, they're going to have some sort of basketball sports complex at Aldea Park downtown, which will create the value there for them. How cool is that? Right? So all I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, Opportunities are abound. It's coming. Are you going to be ready? And you can set yourself up now. Whenever there's situations that is in North Africa, situations that's over in Russia, right? You have to start thinking to yourself, this could be a good time. In the United States, strikes with union workers, laborers, because of 20, 25, or $30 per hour. So now people are starting to be like, damn, if you're not in the union, you don't have any leverage. Because if you die or if they fire you, they get to replace you the very next day. Somebody else is going to come in and take your position because they need the job. All right. So keep that in your head when you're actually out here working, and that should stimulate you a little bit to say, you know what, I need to start thinking about second or third or fourth passive income streams or streams of income, which makes a better year better when you can look at your boss and they can talk and you can come from a position of, hey, we are going to try and do the right thing here. If you mess around, I'll be gone. I don't have to take this nonsense, right? So set yourself up, because you don't know how many jobs, how many layoffs are there now in the tech world, the banking industry, 20,000 people. This is getting out of hand. It's not like they paid these people like $150,000 a year, but nonetheless, who wants to see somebody making 50,000 or 40,000 or 70,000 lose their job? That's thousands of people. Where's 20,000 people going to be making $75,000 or $50,000 a year? Where are these companies going to be? Most companies in America are mom and pops. A, B, M, M, always be making money. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. Always be making money. And how can you do it? Well, got to make investment. This is interesting. A little blackout. That usually means the screen goes dead, but not yet. What I'm going to do here is I was getting ready to show, since Ariam Kaye already brought this up, I was going to show you. I'm still trying to find out if there's going to be a hotel. See, on the master plan, there originally was going to be a hotel. And that's a problem because they said there was going to be a hotel. There is no hotel in their brochure, the latest brochure for phase 3. So I'm asking, like, hey, man, where's the hotel? Because that's major. You guys don't understand the value of a hotel is major. And what I want to talk about, I'm doing some other things right now too. Yeah, here I have something for you guys. I don't know where this is in the master plan, but let me show you since we're talking about it. Here we go. If you can see that on the screen, that's the phase. It's inside the gates. So now I don't know what this means, but of course we don't know the architects or who's designing this, but notice the white spots. So I don't know if that's like a park, or some other activities are going to be there or not, but we got to find out, because they're making 3 phases, and I can't believe they would make 3 phases with one pool, a couple of paddleball courts, and a tennis court. With 3 phases, that's a lot of lots, right? So I just can't see that. So we're going to find out what this is all about in about 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be in the DR. Now, I'm going to be there a few days earlier, enjoying myself. Sun, sand, surf. So it'll be interesting. All right. Prices are going up. Phase 3 for Macau Hills. Also hearing rumors from my sources that a new airport plan in the Macau area is moving forward in the near future. Ariam Kaye, that's on the drawing board from the Mexican guys. We know about that. I think they're going to pull that off. I think it's going to be further north, though. I really do. I I don't think they're going to put it like Macau. I think it's going to be out in between Macau and Michi's. That would be my guess. That'd be like the perfect location. That would be the compromise with Punta Cana International Airport. But there is a precedent. So how far is Fort Lauderdale Airport from West Palm Beach Airport? How far is Midway from O'Hare? How far is Hobby in Houston from, I can't remember the other airport in Houston, right? Think about it. How far is Oakland, San Jose, San Francisco airports apart from each other? If they can get approval, which they should, because the eastern side only has Punta Cana, and then you go west. And so then from west, you got a couple 100 miles before the next airport. So I think, but that may be a reason why they may go, well, it's not quite far enough apart. So maybe that would be a drawback, but I don't think it's going to be a drawback. Punta Cana International Airport, they got to rebuild or expand somehow, because they're not going to be able to hold 6 million passengers, 7 million air passengers annually. And they'd have to do some expansion. So this creates a whole nother ball game. But he's right. It's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here, let's go look at some prices, shall we? This is Macau. This is where somebody starts talking about $88,000 for a condo unit. I mean, sorry, 2-bedroom villas, and $113,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath villa. The only question you should be asking yourself next is, okay, Eric, wait a minute. Hold on. Those are cheap prices. How big are these things? That's the next thing you should be asking, right? How big are these units? Because that's pretty cheap. Yes, it is pretty cheap. And quite frankly, what you see here, they have different areas of solar, which whoever owns there already can help me with this. I don't know what this is, if this is the land itself, but it ranges greatly. So 325 square meters, I'm assuming that means that. I don't know, but that would be 116,000. But here's the weird thing. So I was scrolling down, and there's some down here that have 306 square meters. They're 113,000. And they have a bunch that are 113,000 and a 36-month. Now, everybody might get excited, but I got to just tell you right now, with their 20-40-40 plan, 40% of 113,000 is still like 46,000. So even with the 37-month payment plan, you are going to be like $1,400, $1,300 a month on average. Now, is that a bargain? Well, some people would say, no, that's not a bargain. Others, like me, who I accidentally went to go look at Airbnb, and I went up to Macau to see what's available next year, like in the early part of next year. There was only less than 10, not even 5 places showed up that could sleep 6 or sleep 5. I was just like, wait a minute, this is virgin territory up here right now. But in 2 years or 3 years, this will all change. But all I'm saying is, can you imagine getting in at this cheap price, even though the square footage, 88? Okay, I don't know what they mean by this here. I don't like this square footage of construction. It might be 88, but it's less than that. I believe they're 920 square feet for these 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths for 116, from 113,000 up to 122,000. That's the range. And it appears it's based on the lot size. 360 square meters gets you a 118,000 price. So yeah, it looks to be the lot size. And again, 377. So you're going to be in the low 3s if you're going to stay at 113. Now, these other prices on the other side, these are add-ons: jacuzzi, stone facade, parking shade, terrace shade. Now, once again, this is another reason you might want to visit the island. You might want to come to November 6th through the 8th. Reason why is because you can actually go around and start finding out if it's worth it to pay these prices if you want to add something special. I contend that when you start talking about adding like parking shade and terrace shade, is it going to cost me $10,000 for real in the DR if I had somebody actually do it for me besides them? Or will the builder actually, once it's built, allow me to add? Because we're going to have an HOA. So we're going to have to talk about all this before, because maybe they say, well, you can't add anything. You can't put any stone on your unit unless we do it. They may do that. So these are the questions you need to know, because I don't think it's going to cost $10,000 to put up some stone facade on part of the building. All right. That doesn't seem reasonable to me. So I can't expand this for whatever reason, but 2 bedrooms, 95,000, 89.9, which means 90,000, which Ariam Kaye alluded to. It looks like, yes, 89.9, 90,000 for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. And I believe these are what, about 700 and something square feet, somewhat like a condo. So it's in Macau, though. It's virgin territory. Get in while you can. These are going to be worth a lot more 3 years from now than they are right now. These are over $100 per square foot, which, okay, it's at around 120 or 1200 per square meter, 120 per square feet. That's about where they're at on the prices, except for the lot. The lot compensation raises the price up. And these are only 900 and something. So once again, 18 more gets you at around 112. So 113, 114, 115. So that makes sense. So yes, these are at about 1200 per square meter. The only people at 1200 per square meter that have amenities, like, this isn't that many amenities. All they have is a clubhouse, well, a pool, barbecue grill, seating area, apparently, paddleball court, tennis court, no basketball court so far, and a children's playground area. Now, that's why I feel, Ariam Kaye, are they going to have the hotel or not? That's why I need a hotel. Why do I need a hotel? Because I'm thinking there'd be a restaurant in the hotel for our guests to go there. Or remember, they have the transportation to their own beach club, which is what, 600 yards from the beach? And the transportation takes you to the beach. So that's worthwhile, right? So those are the things that make people say, okay, let me see what's going on here. But a bad year financially doesn't mean it's the end of the world. As long as you're setting yourself up where you have passive income or some way to get income by starting a business or however you're going to do it, as long as you do that, then you have a way to always make money. Even when things go lean, you could say, well, okay, it's lean right now, but I got ways where it doesn't have to stay that way. You can do certain things. You can make moves. All right. Let's see what else we got. Georges Charles. He says, I've been hearing about that airport rumor for years. Exactly, Georges Charles. It's probably going to go down. The Ranieri family, they pull a lot of weight. I didn't realize that he has his own article in one of the newspapers, online newspapers. They have a Frank Ranieri. He gets to talk about whatever subject he wants in one of the online newspapers. I'm just like, is this for real? One of the richest guys and families in all of the DR has a voice with, it's incredible. So he's saying, oh, the hoteliers, or when are they going to start doing the Airbnb tax? And I'm just like, oh, slow your roll. Slow your roll. I know what you're doing. All hotel people want the taxation of Airbnbs because they have to pay tax, but they're a business. Now they're trying to make people who are individuals who have a home who wanted to rent out rooms. They're saying, well, we got to pay the 10% or 8% or 12% tax. Make them do it too. They're hosting people. And so now he's in the DR going, well, what's the holdup with the regulation on the taxes for Airbnb? I'm just like, typical. So I won't get into it tonight. That'll be another subject matter because I'm getting ready to say something and I'll just say this sentence. So, as a business, he got tax cuts, tax breaks, preferential treatment. They get taxed. Let's just say, I don't know what their tax is. Let's just say it's 11%. Now they want the individuals to get taxed the same, except you don't get the same benefits that they got, but we're going to get taxed the same. See, that's the problem I have with all of this. I'm like, okay, well, where's my tax cut, my tax break for the next 5 to 10 years like you guys got? Then you can charge me the occupancy tax. Is that fair? I think so. But they won't do that, of course. So that is the thing that I have a problem with. So when they start talking like that, I'm like, man, come on now. James Way, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And James Way has the icon next to his name. I appreciate that support. And he says his tagline, hello, people. Got notifications. That's only 3 people tonight that has said so. Because the rent is too damn high. It's time to get those investments. He's exactly 150% right. 200% right. 1,000% right. You cannot sit by, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what happened by sitting by to the Europeans over in the Eurozone, the EU. Here's what happened. They took interest rates to damn near negatives. The Federal Reserve, the central banking system in the EU. This is why there was a thing called Brexit. This is all cast-offs from it. What this allowed was all the banks, you guys have heard this story before, go look it up. All the banks could borrow at damn 0%. So this is just like pre-construction. I got 0%. All the money that I make now and for the next 2 years at 0%. Yeah, I'll pay you monthly at 0%. We can just keep going on that. So what do they get to do? They go, for instance, downtown London and the neighborhood where there used to be $200,000, $300,000 houses and all that. They said, man, our offices are down here. You know what? Why don't we just buy up like 5 or 6 of the homes? Does it really matter if we overpay? So all of a sudden, homes that were 200,000, 300,000 are 2-3 million. The people there only make like $50,000 to $100,000 a year. Family neighborhood, no biggie. Well, now they can't afford $2-3 million homes, and their taxes went up. Just what's happening in Florida, California, all over the country. Your property tax bills go up now. So now you got to pay unthinkably. What do you mean I'm paying $2,000, $3,000 per month? What are you talking about? Are you serious? So they had to vacate. So who lives downtown? Nobody. Well, people still live downtown. But the point I'm trying to make is they bought up and created a price increase that it was unsustainable for the working class. Working class, in turn, had to move outside of town. The people that were retired, same thing that's happening in Florida with the insurance and everything and the property taxes going sky high. All of a sudden, you have to rethink your retirement. The same thing happened there, except it's worse. Because of what the EU did and because of inflation and because of everything, the people who thought they were safe with $1 million in their bank account and then suddenly realized, wait, I got to pay $40,000 a year just to live now. That's not going to last me in another 25 years. So I'm going to take my money and put it into the investments. The investments they put their money into because of the euro going down, things not doing well from their connections, the economy went down. Their investments went down. So people who put in like $1.5 million, $2 million, 800,000, all of a sudden found themselves with 400,000, 600,000, 800,000. You know what? They're 75, 65 years old. And the next thing you know, they had to go out and get jobs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This has already happened. So when you're sitting idly by thinking, oh, my $150,000 a year job, I'm good. I got 2 businesses going. I'm good. I have $1.5 million in the bank. I'm good. and it's making money. I'm good. You better start really thinking about this. If what's happened in Florida in the last 2 years is any indication, what's happening in California, what's happening all over the country, you may not even have insurance for your home, condos, or your life. They're increasing the premiums so heavily that it's a whole nother house payment. I mean, it's getting outrageous. Or you may be one of those people where the insurance company says, we're not going to cover you. So those people that lived in the hurricane that just happened in Southwest Florida, not just, but a year back, can you imagine being 65, 70 years old? You've lived there for 10, 15 years. Your house is paid off. The insurance company comes by, your house is down and says, we're filing bankruptcy. Sorry. Or your house now to rebuild costs like $800 to $1 million. And they say, we have a $250,000 check for you. Sue us. And now you can't rebuild the house. You don't have a place to live. You are retired. So therefore your peak earning years have went bye-bye a long time ago. That is the scary situation. The same thing happens with people in the burn zone, the fire zones in Cali. So nobody's immune. Same thing happened to people in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and all those Gulf Coast states that get hit by hurricanes. They already had it happen years ago. They already know the play. They know the rundown that the insurance companies will do. They'd rather just file bankruptcy or just up and leave before they want to pay out billions of dollars. So you're going to find yourself in these situations coming up. You're not going to be immune. Just because you live in wherever state, whatever country, you're not going to be immune. All right. These war situations, they're creating supply chain problems sooner or later. You're going to create a tourism situation. You're not going to have people traveling freely, afraid to be in the altercations. So that changes the whole dynamics of what's going to happen. So are you going to be ready? That's all I can ask. Are you going to be ready? All right. Here we go. Let's see. Did I miss something? James Way, hello, people. Got the notification. Sources. Let's see here. Oh, okay. That's why I can't scroll down. All right. Hold on here. Ariam Kaye's here. And another rumor. We're going to dispel all the rumors. November 6th through the 8th, 2023. Oh, SSN Lifestyle, Real Estate Investors and Business Forum. $199 per person. We're going to see builders. A builder's going to come talk. Developer. Banker. So you'll know what you need a year or two from now. We're going to have realtors. We're going to have lawyers come in and talk with you. Trying to get the inspector. Haven't been able to get one yet that's coming in to talk. Appraisals. Trying to get all these people in the house so you guys can talk to them. And it's not going to cost you like one of these things. One of these webinar things where they say, oh, here's a breakout room. And, oh, by the way, come over there and pay extra, or here, buy this book. No, we're not doing any of that stuff. All right. You're there. That's what the fee's for, just to cover some things, make sure you get transportation, move around, get some eats while we're sitting in these places. We're going around to check out projects and sites, see where things are. You want a placement. You want to understand where things are going to be placed. You want to understand the lay of the land. You want to understand when you're driving through, is this residential? Is this commercial? Is this a good place to put a business or start a business? Is this a good place? This side of town, what's going to happen here in the next 2 to 3 years? You want to be ahead of the curve because that'll help your investment opportunities. But go down below in the description box, click on the SSN Lifestyle link. It'll take you to the page to order up. All right. And I'll put a link here in the chat room. Oh, that's not it. I'll put a link in the chat room that'll take you directly to order. And if you're an SSM Lifestyle Founders Club member, if you've ever been a Founders Club member, remember, you don't have to pay the $199 per person. You get up to 2 people, you can come. Now, you're paying for your airfare, hotel, and transportation, wherever you need to go to the airport and wherever you need. But again, you don't have to pay the $199 per person. You get to come. All right. If you're an SSN Lifestyle Founders Club member, at any time. All right. So keep that in mind. There we go. George, I hear in my sources, these are people well connected, even in the Dominican government. Yeah. And they are well connected. The new guys are well connected. This is true. Great. Think are coming to Macau and Meeches. Yeah, great things are coming to Macau. Yes, exactly. We already talked about it. Dominican Weekly, a new edition coming out tomorrow morning. More hotels, Pedernales, Cabo Rojo. They're lining up. Iberostar, Marriott's, Hyatt's, Hilton's. They all want a piece of Pedernales area while the going is a jungle where they can buy things cheaply, get the land cheaply, build cheaply right now, because 3 or 4 years from now, you're going to have to spend Vegas money to make it happen. All right, Ariam Kaya, another insight for the SSN family. Right now, Macau Beach have a boat that goes out to do excursions, and they bring tourists to the Macau Beach. I thought they already did that, because when I was there, they actually, I don't know, I thought it was an excursion boat that came up. It looked, actually, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't landed like it was a normal situation. The people just pulled up, got out, and then started, that little market stuff they have there, and eats and drinks. They just came and did that. And so they didn't have a spot. They just pulled up on the sand. So I think it wasn't maybe even a bona fide real excursion other than an unplanned one. But hey, if they got a real one now where they actually have a platform there and all that, that'd be sweet. That'd be awesome. They bring tourists to the Macau Beach. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm referring to. They just came up on the sand and then they went back on the boat later. But people were shopping, eating, drinking, doing whatever. I was like, okay, I like this vibe. Ariam Kaye, there are some talks right now and in the near future to build a small dock marina to bring more boats in, to bring more tourists and do more excursions from and to Macau Beach. See, Ariam Kaye, that's not just talk. That's not rumor. It's the only thing that makes sense. You're bringing in Hyatt residences that's going to probably sell for $2 million, the high-end residence. They're going to have a marina. They're going to build something out there where they can hold some boats. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't know where at, but I'm pretty sure. So I don't think that's just talk or rumor. I think that's going to happen. They're bringing in high-end names, and people are going to be spending Miami money. 2 million, 1 million, 3 million, 250,000 for a little old shacky thing, which they probably will never build, but they're going to be building stuff that's going to be 700,000 and up, I believe. So just depends on when they start. Dock Marina, bring more boats. I agree with you 100. It's going to happen. That's happening. Yes, solar is the land where they are building your property in Macau Hills. Thank you, Ariam Kaye. Yeah, Macau's going to be big time. This is why these prices are astonishing right now. This is why, is it going to be a bad year financially or a good year? It's your choice. Here's your choices right now. If you think a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath that's only around 920 square feet interior wise, and you don't think you're going to be able to charge 120 a night, granted, we don't have the best of amenities, right? Only a tennis court, only paddleball courts, a pool. I'm assuming I don't even know if there's a fitness center there. So, that's it for now. All I'm saying is, if I talk to developers, which we will, I'm going to be telling him, hey, man, you got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 at Macau Hills. I'm hoping you got some more land that you can buy around there, because you definitely need a sports complex of something. I mean, you need some more pools. You can't have all these villas. I understand people can buy pools in their backyard, but that's an extra 15 G's. I'm talking about a community pool like you're supposed to. You're not supposed to just keep building building after villa after villa after villa. You got to have a few pools around the neighborhoods, a few basketball or soccer field or something. You got to have a restaurant or something. I mean, you have all these people living there, so why not? But he might say, Eric, we have the restaurant. at our beach club. Okay, fair enough. But all I'm saying is you need more activities with all the villas. You just can't have just one pool and have freaking how many villas is on this list here? Let me go see here. I don't even know if, oh, I can't count them. But oh wait, yes we can count. This is 140, if these numbers are right, this is 145 villas. See, you can't build 145 villas and then not have another pool or basketball courts or game rooms or something. You got to have something with all these people. You're going to have, if you have 145 units, let's just say you have four, because these are 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. Let's just say there's 4 people on average. So we're at 600 potential people in phase 3. How many is in phase 1 and 2? Let's just say 600, 600. I don't know, 1,800 people, families. And all you have is a 1 pool, 2 paddleball courts, and a tennis court. That ain't working. Now, the price point makes it work, but I'm just saying, man, you got to throw in some other pools, throw in some other activities, right? Okay, so Ariam Kaye, you got pool. Start letting these guys know. You don't create neighborhoods and then have no amenities there, especially when you have an HOA. Come on. Paul Castillo, another investor's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Make It Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, good evening, my SSN Nation family. Good evening. Eric, do you have an ETA when the construction will begin on Cruise on Land in Larimar? No, nobody does. Here's the plan. I shouldn't say no, but the plan, I'll just tell you the plan. Here we are in November. Larimar supposedly is going to break ground in the near future, whether that's next week or 2 months, 2 weeks from now. Sorry, not 2 months, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks, whatever. In November, let's say. They're going to build one of the man-made beach areas first, which is kind of smart because now people will be like, come out there and see it, just like what's happening at Primaveral 4. Very smart. Just what happened at Vista Cana when they made their man-made beach. Then they put a bar right there, Yak Lounge, which was very smart. I have to give them credit on that. That's what I'd like to see at all the others, right? Have a bar right there. So when people come out, so they kind of set up something at Larimar already. But the fact of the matter is, yes, Larimar is going to start breaking down later, like November, I believe. And they're going to start their pool thing first. Then they're going to build a model after that. So count on, I just got to call it what's real. Count on them starting to do that, but count on that like 4 or 5 months later that the model or pool and all that's going to be done. I mean, unless they bring all their resources up there, I don't know. But let's be realistic. Now, Cruise on Land, I'm sorry, I'm not hooked in with those guys that great, but I don't know what they're doing because they built their center, which I'm not a big fan of models, even though some people are. My thing is, I would have rathered you have first floor of starting of your building or whatever you wanted to start first. You would have started that 9 months ago, 8 months ago. So right now you would have your model in the first building and you would have that outline and people would come in and do it. Similar to what the beach did, right? When they had their first 2-bedroom model downstairs. So then from that point on, they can sell everything else because the model's there. Now, the towers at Vista Cana, that was a disaster. They had their model sitting out here in the middle of a field as you drive in, disconnected from what the building was and what it looked like. So it wasn't effective. And it was a 1-bedroom. It looked very, very nice. I love the layout. I love what they did with it and how it looks. And 1.5 bath is brilliant. Or was it 2 baths? 1.5, I think. But nonetheless, that didn't turn out well for towers at Vista Cana. The model or not didn't actually sell it to 100% all this time. So I'm just saying, so a model doesn't guarantee that you're going to sell, but but if you're going to build a building, why not start with your first building? You could have made this center your building. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. Could have, so you would have had whatever models they have there. You could have had those already set up in the building. Somebody's going to own those eventually. So you would have already started your building and just keep going on building and then build on top. So you would have created your first level and then cut it off. And then while people are walking around, you can build on the backside and build up top. So you could have done something. That's what I would have done, but they didn't. So they spent their time. So Cruise on Land, I'm suspecting they got to start building sometime now in the next 2-3 months. Because if it's not going to be in 2 or 3 months and they don't not bringing the cranes, then I'm going to be like, okay, I guess it's not going to be delivered September 2025. Let's get real. We're not going to sugarcoat this. Paul Castillo, Ariam Kaye. Let's get real. You guys know we're real here. Just like when I gave the beach grief, and we understand what they're doing with their buildings, and people don't like it. But the fact of the matter is we have to keep real. There's no point in doing this hope and dream stuff. We have to understand if they don't start doing something and showing some signs of life, building these towers or building their 6-7 floors in the next, let's call it 7 months, then clearly they're not going to be any delivery in September of 2025. Unless, of course, you're going to do some half-ass stuff. All right? You're not doing, I'm just going to say, I'm not even going to, what I'm trying to say is a year and a half, nobody has built their first phase in a year and a half. Nobody. So unless River Island, or what is it, Atlantida, Ocean, what's that one? Ocean Bay. If Ocean Bay's on time, which they're probably not, if Atlantida is on time, I think they were June 2024. That's 7-8 months from now. Are they going to have their first phase finished? Unlikely. So if you're not starting to build like sometime now or in the next 5-6 months, I damn sure am not expecting anything delivered September 2025. Unless, of course, you have cranes. And if Cruise on Land and Larimar decide to partner up and they're sharing cranes, then I would say, okay. But I'm not so much concerned about Larimar. Larimar, I have a different timeline. I'll be more concerned about them if it's like July or June, and we're still sitting here going, okay, where's the first tower? Where's the foundations? Where's the towers? Then I'd be like, hold up, man. Even with the cranes, you're going to have a problem. All right. So we need to start seeing something early. And from both Cruise on Land, we need to see something like early too. We're only 2 months from 2024, which gives you 1 year and 9 months. Nobody has made a delivery in 1 year and 9 months. Panorama Lake inside Vista Cana. The buildings were built last year in February or March. This is a year and a half later, and they're not built. I mean, they haven't opened up Panorama Lake. A year and a half. And they're still not finished with the buildings. So again, this proves there is nobody doing something in like 5-6 months. So if you think I think they're going to be doing something in 5 or 6 months, the only thing I'm going to be saying is, what are you building this? What is this made of? Because this isn't going to happen. You're not building something in 5 or 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. You're not doing it. Nobody's done it. Now, somebody built some cheapy, 3-level high, no elevators, walk-ups. Sure. Okay, great. No sports complexes, no pools and all that, or one pool. Okay. I can see that. A villa, yeah, no problem. It takes villas 8 or 9 months to build. Come on. So if you expect me to think they're going to be building towers or 4 and 7 levels and 15, 16 stories high, and they're going to take 9 months or less, seriously, not going to happen. Not going to happen, man. I'm just saying, nobody's proven that method yet. To date, nobody has. So I'm not going to put this expectation on these guys, but I expect them to know this. So why aren't they breaking ground right now, making things happen? In Larimar's case, I know why, because they're doing Wave Garden, they're doing Atlantida, they're doing part of River Island or something. They got like 3 or 4 projects that they're involved with the structure of the buildings. Their deliveries are going to be in 2024. So I can understand that. But if we don't see any signs of life by like February or April from either one of these guys, then you can stick a fork in this September 2025 stuff. That ain't going to happen. I know we're friends, guys. I love you guys and all that, but I'm just getting the real. Expectations are right. So this only puts us in a situation like, think about this. There's people that own villas, condos all over America. It doesn't matter. Any delay where you have put down your 40, 50, or 60% and you're ready to close, and any delay on that, you're now losing money. Because you paid already. That money that you're losing money twice. The money you used to buy it, it could have been giving you 15%, 10% annually, easily over the last 2-3 years, 4 years, right? So that's one thing. You lose. The second part is you now have given them the money, which you are not getting any money for, any profits from. And now you're sitting there waiting, so you can't rent it. You have no rental income coming in either. So it's in a black hole, just like you might as well have bought gold and silver. You don't get any return on it. It'd have been sitting in the black hole. What's the difference? The difference is you can't flip that, the pre-construction, but you could go and sell the gold and silver. I'm just saying. So your money's locked. You have no recourse. So again, this is why I hate when things don't get delivered on time, but which projects are getting delivered on time. We heard the old stuff that came out before about COVID. We know, but that's over. So anyhow, Paul Castillo, I didn't mean to get long-winded, but the ETA right now, I don't know. We better start seeing some groundbreakings for some of these towers, because remember, we're supposed to see tower 1, 2, 3, 4, sports complex, maybe even tower 5, 6, 7, and 8. I don't know. I don't even actually know what phase 1 is all going to entail, but I do know it's supposed to include some hotels. I don't know who's building the hotels. I mean, again, 2 hotels for sure with bungalows. I don't know who's building those. Even those, you have to start seeing signs of life if they're going to be in phase 1. Since when do you build hotels in a year? I mean, like, what are we saying? I mean, this is crazy. You have less than September. Oh, actually, we don't even have 24 months anymore. We're down to 22 months, soon to be 21 months till so-called delivery. So who's going to be building these hotels in a year and a half? I'm just saying. The bungalows, year and a half. Somebody better get started pretty soon. I'll give you till December, but when January comes, if you haven't started on anything by January and definitely by February, then there is no delivery September 2025. It's not going to happen. All right. I'm skeptical, very skeptical. 2023 assets with 30% down in value. Yep. Exactly. That's exactly what you want. Curtis Davis Sr. is going back to work at Mickey D's or Walmart. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is what's going to happen to you, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't going to be a thing that's going to go away. If you think the price of goods and services are going to come down, then you would have to be in the twilight zone. That's not how capitalism works. The only thing that happens in capitalism is either you'd have a total wipeout, Great Depression, epidemic. That's what can happen. That would reset somewhat the rate of pay, how much things cost, and it'll restart things, but that's detrimental to the nation. Insurance can rip off seniors impacted hurricane or fires, etc. Exactly. That's what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. Call an early night, fam. See you all Wednesday. Thank you so much, Professor Auntie Val. And again, ladies and gentlemen, show some love for our own Professor Auntie Val from Beachfront Java. That's her business, her family business. Coffee, tea, Keurig, fine ground, premium blend beans, and some tea as well, like I mentioned. So go over there, use the code ssnlifestyle.com, Beachfront Java. And then after your first order, any additional orders, 10% off for life. Gotta love it. Okay? Gotta love it. Brian P's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name, another investor, and Brian P. YieldMaxETFs.com. You know what? Let me just go over here because I saw something today that I had to get a little bit. It said 60% for TSLY. I was like, this can't be. I said, okay, 60% on this money I put in right now. I'll take it. We'll take that. We'll take that. Ah, okay. Welcome back. God, he said he picked up 500 shares. Of course he can. You know why? If I'm not mistaken, did the man not say he bought he put $10,000 in at least at and at the time it was 45 or 50%, and he's already received at least 20% of that. $2,000 is a lot, especially when we don't know how much the stocks are. Damn it. Let's go do it this way. What was it? It was 11. I think it was 11. I don't know why I was thinking six. I think it was 11, somewhere around 11 something. So look at this. This is outrageous. That's Disney. So it's FLX option income 35. Oh, now what the heck? Why you got? Okay, I gotta start getting this stuff off of here. Okay, maybe you guys Okay, there we go. There it is, 60%, 32, 30, 39, 39. Yield Max ETFs, this coin thing is crazy. But all these are crazy returns, quite frankly. Even if you said 15%, 10%, those are all reasonable. This is highly, highly crazy. That's ridiculous right now. Ridiculous. And I can't blame you. Brian P. Yeah, it's 11. It was 11 today. Can't blame you. I mean, the man's spending like he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's putting in that 5 G's. 500 shares, 5 G's. But see, here's the thing. That puts him into a whole nother category because he already put in like 10 to 15 G's or more. Yeah, he's made like 30, 40% on his money this year. So that's already $3,000 or $4,000 that he potentially had just from reinvesting to get him additional shares. Now he's adding even $5,000 more. So can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, somebody that may have put in, let's say, I don't know how much he put in, but let's just say, for example, he put in 20,000. Can you imagine 5,000 of the 20,000 is earning like 60%. That's crazy. And 15,000 is earning something like, let's say, 45. That's insane. Annual returns of 3 G's for the 5 and potentially something like 7, something like 7,000. So he could do like 10 G's on a $20,000 investment. That is insane. And that could be for life. We don't know how long they're going to issue these dividends. So if this goes a year or 2 or 3, oh my God, you made out like bandits. $10,000 per year, even if you stand pat, but you won't stand pat because you're going to reinvest or take some of the money and use it. Right? So it gets crazy. It gets crazy. Don't get greedy is what I always say. Don't get too greedy. Use the Victor Chimiente philosophy sometimes. All right. I don't know why I'm having issues with. There we go. I'm back with that. I pick up 500 more shares. That was cool. It was at 11 on Friday. Well, it's only 11:55 right now. And again, I bought 11 something. It wasn't 55, but I think it was 28, something like that. Let me go look again. I think it was 28. 11:28. But anyhow, it's at 11:55. So it was somewhere around 11:40. And then it went down to 11:07 this morning. Then it came back up. And so, but it ended at 11:50. That's no biggie. Oh, speaking of Invesco, Yilmax IVR. I haven't talked. Let me go look and see something real quick. See if they're giving me out any of the dividends. Let's see what they're doing. Yep, IVR 22.22%. So everybody that left and didn't see it, IVR. And hopefully Victor Morel is traveling now. He said he's on vacation. He's supposed to be what, in the DR? How pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Are you doing options? No, I'm not options. Nope. Oh, Paul Castillo is asking. I skipped. All right, right on. Hey, Eric, I got 2,000 shares of TSLY now. Golly, congratulations, man. He did the damn thing. So here we are. Let's just go with, in fact, this is something that a lot of people don't understand. We've talked about yield max. And before I get into that, I'm about to show this because once again, if you're interested in real estate investing, I suggest you come join us. All right? Join us. November 6th through the 8th. Tickets right now, $199 per person. down below in the box, in the description box below the video, you guys can go click the link. It takes you directly there so you can order. You can use debit, credit, PayPal, Venmo, any of those work. Order now, get your tickets now because it's almost 2 weeks. It is 2 weeks before. Get your tickets now. And depending on what city you're from, again, things change. Like I said, in certain cities, you can't fly like a normal thing. You have to stay overnight somewhere. It's weird. So just keep that in mind. Whereas you can fly directly into Santo Domingo, because that's been a destination for a long time. They have the Open Skies Agreement. The ticket prices might be less, but then you need the transportation. So I'm arriving days early. So I am going to be in Santo Domingo because I want to see what Santo Domingo looks like these days. All right. I've only been there like one time. So I said, well, it's cheaper flight. Don't have to stay overnight. So I'm like, well, I'll just rather just go to the Santo Domingo, hang out in the daytime, see what it looks like, go to a couple spots, and then take the transportation to Punta Cana. That's what I'm going to be doing, just so everybody knows. And the flight was direct for less. Crazy. So if anybody's coming and you want to fly to San Domingo, we're going to have transportation. Nestor, Gwen, and all those guys, they're working on some transportation stuff. They deal with transportation companies. So I let them handle it, even though I know online I can probably book with somebody $50 per person for the shuttle, but, or you can get a rent-a-car if you really want to, but nonetheless, so we'll see what happens. But November 6th, ladies and gentlemen, through the 8th, $199, down below in the description box. Again, ssnlifestyle.com. Click on this, what you see here at the SSN Lifestyle. Click on it. It'll take you to the shop, or click on shop. It'll take you there, and you can order up. It's per person. You don't get to bring you plus a one for the $199. It's per person. All right. So this is just a few of the people that's going to be there. Lawyers, realtors, speakers, property tours. We're going out to Cruise on Land. If you do sign up, I'm going to need, Cruise on Land actually needs, they're going to need your driver's license number or your passport number. All right. And the names, each person, because they apparently, when we go out there, it's going to be appointment wise. We just can't show up. It's not like model homes here in America. They want somebody to take their time and show us around. So that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to let you know now. I should have mentioned this earlier when we first started the live stream. So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, there is something else I wanted to do, which I know I did not do. I knew it. Yep, I knew it. That's what it was telling me. We weren't on the streamed high enough. All right. But nonetheless, let's get back to business at hand. Let me get this off the screen. And I need a little bit of water. So we're going to take a break before we get into the next thing. But IVR is another option. Make sure they're still giving out dividends, though. Double check everything. Do your own due diligence. But that 2,000 shares, we're going to talk about that in a second, too, because people do not understand what you have done. They don't understand. So we're going to take a little break. That means a little video is going to come out 30 seconds to a minute long. And which one are we going to choose today? Well, we're going to choose this one. right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. I'd greatly appreciate it. So now you have the lay of the land for the Dominican Republic. If you're coming, remember, prices go up midnight 2024. You have a one more day reprieve at the $199 because of the updates for WordPress. So there was a little glitch, but $199 per person. You have to pay for your transportation to Punta Cana. You have to pay for where you're going to stay as well. So we're going to have people in front of you, no extra costs whatsoever. None of this bait and switch where we say, hey, you got to buy a book or buy a course to get more info. None of that. So you can get your questions answered directly from the people that you need to hear from, not a third party, not me saying, oh, yeah, it's about $120 a square foot. No, you can talk to the builder directly about your ideas, and he can give you a roundabout number directly. You're there. You can contact the person and say, hey, this is what I want to do. And so you can see if you can do it. I'm telling you right now, me personally, I do want a villa or a townhome inside Larimar. That's what I do want. All right. If you guys haven't seen the latest video, you should. In fact, before we get into this stock market information, let me see if I actually loaded it. Nope, I didn't load it. So what I'm going to do is, let me see. Do I have it somewhere? No, I don't have it anywhere. That's a bummer. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if I can load something up for you. So this will give you an idea of what's going to happen, because somebody was asking me about updates. Let me see if I have it. No, I don't think so. This is 1 minute. Yeah, it's hard to say, ladies and gentlemen, if I have the right ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something in the background. You might hear something. If this is the right one, then I got to turn down some sound here. I don't know if I have it or not, but if I do, then I'll show it. I don't think this. Oh, this isn't it. This video is not the one. I'm going to have to show you on Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss it. But anyhow, what I'm trying to say is the lots at Larimar are $105,000, and it includes the golf membership. That is major. The golf membership is going to start out at $5,000 annually. So you're going to be paying that, though. You're going to be paying $350 per month is your HOA fee. But you're living on the golf course, literally. And then includes either front or back mowing, and it includes your membership into the clubhouse and all that. So you're going to end up paying $6,000 or $4,000, $4,500 a year. But other people who don't live there are going to be paying $5,000 or more annually, and they don't live there. So you have the bonus factor of being able to walk up to the clubhouse, and then the driving range is out back if you're an avid golfer, even if you're not a golfer. People live on the golf course who don't golf. Like I don't have golf clubs, but I'll live on a golf course. I'm just saying. It's beautiful sometimes. And the design that they came up with here, it's beautiful. All right. So we're not going to show that video. So this means we're going to go to something else. Here we go. We have Paul Castillo. Eric, if you go to Santo Domingo, make sure you go to Ciudad Colonial. Nice restaurants and cool vibe. Okay. I'll put that on the list. I don't know where that is. I think I do, but haven't been there in a long time. By the river. Okay. Yeah. Are you telling me it's like San Juan, right? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Old San Juan parts? Well, there's a little old now. Old San Juan. That would be cool. All right. Well, hey, I'll check it out, man. Why not? Why not? Fact, that could be a thing. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So let's get into this, shall we? I'm going to go to I'm going to take the screen off. I'm going to take my cam. I'm not going to cam up for this. Why? Because it's going to. Okay. I want to show you guys something. Yield Max, ETFs. This is for everybody that doesn't understand the power that this man, Brian P, just figured out. He said, you know what? I got 2,000 shares there. Now I don't know. They're not going to all be TSLY. Let's just go with middle of the road. All right. Middle of the road. It's about 32 percentile distribution. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that now their last 2 months has been 33 cents, 36 cents, and then the August it was 68 cents. Let's just say he did have 2,000 shares. So this is 2,000 times 33 cents. All right. If he had all OARK, which he does not, but if he did, that would be like 600 and some odd dollars a month. But let's just say, let's see, the highest one month was March. The next highest is 50. 50 would be $1,000 in the month of June he would have received. This month he would have received $670 roughly. Let's say 650. So altogether, that's 1,600 already for the 2,000 shares. And he can compound this and buy more shares. But 1,600 would have bought, well, we're on OARK, so I don't know what that is. But that just gives you an idea. Let's just go NVIDIA, right? Which has the same type of thing. In here, 67%. So that would be, 67 cents. That would be 1,300 if he had the 2,000 shares in October by October 5th. He would have had a $1,500 check coming. The previous month, it would have been like 1,800. This is insane. This is insane if this is the distributions. This is insane. 81 is 1,600. Now, how much did it cost to get to 2,000? Well, who knows? It could have been $10 a share, $12 a share, $15 a share. So you can start doing the numbers. It's not for the faint of heart, but he put the money in and he's getting rewarded every month. And if they give 67%, 67 cents next month, it'll be again 113.50. Again, 13, what is that? 1333, 1334, 1335, 1350, somewhere in there. So if it was all in this, but he has them in different ones. So like the TSLY, which gives you a high rate of return, they might be giving out 90% or 90 cents. You just never know. So again, check it out, ladies and gentlemen. That is your wake-up call right now. Be like Warren Buffett. All right? Be like Warren Buffett. All right. So thanks for the tips. But by the way, since I have people here, anybody know the shuttle services that go down? I can't even remember. I looked some up. I think I know one or two of the companies. But anybody know a good shuttle service or transportation from Santo Domingo to Punta Cana? And a taxi is not it. All right, let's just call it that. Not it. So we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up earlier than usual tonight. Again, we have the Dominican Weekly coming out tomorrow. And I have to say, again, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we got to deal with facts. There's something that came out that said in Verone, Punta Cana, that there's a water issue and sewer and sanitary issue. Now, I'm hoping that the millions of dollars that is being spent to build the infrastructure, I'm hoping that leads to going to the districts so they can actually make sure. I don't know what the hell they're doing. If they're having water supply issues, you think you're going to build having 4,000 people, 4,000 units at Cruise on Land and 20,000 units at Verone? I mean, at Larimar? I'm like, what are we talking about here if we have water issues and sewer issues? That means you have to build your own sewer plants on site, I'm assuming, right? Which is understandable. But nonetheless, water issues is major because you either have it or you don't. And you have to have it piped in if you don't. So that presents a problem. And you're on an island surrounded by salt water, not fresh water. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Tap into the rainforest and build a pipeline? I mean, what are we talking about here? So this is not good. Not good at all. Yes, I heard some parts of DR have water pressure issues. Yes, Joan Cantor, they're going to have water pressure issues. There's a reason. Because they're not going to have the pumps. Let's call it what it is. They're making all these buildings, all these constructions of business offices, residential neighborhoods. They're tapping into the water line, but where are they adding the pressure? You're going to have to put the pressure points in. You're going to have to add those. So again, this isn't rocket science, but it's expected. And especially if you're just keep adding on to the pipeline instead of putting in some sort of pumps, that's not good. That's really not good. And yes, there has been issues. In fact, I looked through Airbnb. There's places in Punta Cana, Santo Domingo, Puerto Plata, that people occasionally in some reviews say, well, the water pressure is not that good. I mean, let's call it what it is. That's part of the infrastructure. That's part of the billions of dollars. You're supposed to get a few million to build your infrastructure. So that's one of those things that is bothersome, quite frankly. Joan Cantor, thank you for mentioning that, because that's an issue. This has to be straightened out right now. You can't build these 400-room hotels and 500-unit apartment buildings and Vista Canas and things like that, and then talk later like, oh, we have water pressure issues, we have sewer issues, we have, well, where is drinking water at? I'm like, what the hell? This is getting kind of weird. Otherwise, you can't build. No matter how much people want to, you can't build if you don't have water. That's human nature, human needs. No way to go around it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. What I want to mention again, come join me. And so far, let's face it, me and 2 other people are going to be there. All right, right now. So it's going to be a small party of 3, 4, 5, maybe. Who knows? But right now it's a party of 3. And quite frankly, there's only 2 people that's in this that's coming. I'm bringing the wife with me, so she'll be there. But the point is, 2 people that's going to be there for sure that has tickets. That's who I know. So if you are coming or planning on coming, you need to get your tickets now. All right? Because I need a count, because again, the guys where we're going to be, because we're going to be at, for instance, Cruise on Land. Hetzel today goes, okay, I need passport and IDs, or one or the other. I need ID numbers or passport numbers, because they're going to have somebody appointed for when we come, and we need to set up a time and the correct day, not to conflict with other stuff going on. So that's why I need people to sign up if you're coming. I can't wait last minute. Tickets go up midnight, 2020, the 24th. Tomorrow night at midnight, they go up. So you have another day. They were going to go up midnight today, but because of WordPress acting weird, I was like, okay, hold on. That means people kept spinning. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here. Smash the like button on the way out. And if you like what we're talked about, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, go down below in the description box. There's lots of information. If you want to get your virtual office, Opus Virtual Office is the one. If you want to get some unstoppable domain, which is a crypto domain, they can't block it. It's not an ISP where it runs through your internet provider and then they can block you and all that. You have your own website that you can create from Unstoppable Domain. $20, $10, and it's lifetime. You don't have to pay annually like a .com. People can send you crypto. 300 plus crypto can be sent to you using StopStrugglingNow.crypto, SSNLifestyle.crypto, EricBird.crypto, EricBird.nfts, SSNLifestyle.nfts. So all of those people can just send their crypto and it automatically goes to me, but I don't have to give people my wallet address. How sweet is that? And I can build a website on that domain if you want to. And again, the kicker, no annual fees. That's a big time bargain. All right. So with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And again, like, subscribe, and click the bell. And I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over all these years. And I appreciate you guys being here on live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. If there's ever anything you want to discuss, you can always let me know and we'll talk about it. But hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m. And we'll have another subject matter that we're going to talk about. But you know it's always going to be about how you can actually get financially good every year. And you can do it right now, unbelievably. Even with all the turmoil in the world, you can still get yourself fixed right up over the next few months by just putting in a little bit of money into some of these dividend stocks, into yield max ETFs, whatever you want to do, you have options right now. Because when the economy does go back good, the returns of over 10 to 15% or higher are going to be harder to get. So if you can lock in 15, 20, 25% returns on your money that you put in now for the rest of your life, or for 5 years or 6 years, you win. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stay out of trouble. Keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.